So if you're curious as to how I actually I'm cutting the stone, well, obviously, like I said, I'm using this 14-inch Makita quick cut here, but how do you manage the dust in a containment like this, right? I'm obviously in a winter hoarding because it's very cold up here in the north of North America. And yeah, so we need heated areas, right? So I've got a shelter built up that's covering me for the whole winter. And basically what I do is I always have an outlet, right? So I have an exhaust fan here. You can get dust extractor machines, but they're extremely expensive. They consume a lot of power, a lot of demand on an electrical panel to operate. I've already got the demand of my electric heater there. I've got lights in here. I've got a compressor. I've got various tools. Consuming a lot of amperage, I guess you'd say. So yeah, it wouldn't be very practical for me to have a dust extractor machine in here, at least not right now. And also because a lot of the stuff that I have to set up is portable, right? I set up shop, dismantle, set up in another place that our clients on their property often. This is a rented piece of land here that I'm using, but yeah, so what I do is, since I'm filling this containment up with dust, I have a blower over there, a leaf blower. It's got a spout on it as well. I just have it dismantled right now. And I open up a flap here in my tarps, right? So I've gotten a lot better at building these winter hoardings over the last several years. I have all the material to build these shelters every single winter. So I use the same tarps. I've got about 8 of these 12 by 20 tarps that are insulated, right? So it retains the heat nicely. And then I just have one section where there'll be a seam, right? So part of the skill of building your hoardings is having the seams in the right places so that you don't have to cut into your tarps or modify them. You just use the actual seams to get in and out of the shelter, like over there. This is actually a 2-part shelter, another space about the same size as this on the other side, but this way I can heat a smaller area, right? So it's a cold room over on that side of the tarp, hot room in here, outside over there. So I just turn on that fan, and then as I cut in here, a lot of the dust is being extracted, and then once I'm done making dust, it takes a few minutes to air out the rest of the way, but I have to constantly like blow off all the surfaces because the dust is so heavy it just drops right onto the stone and all of my tools and equipment and heaters and stuff like that. So yeah, it ruins a lot of electrical stuff, but I mean, that's the nature of stonework, so it is what it is. But yeah, this is a nice like 24-inch fan that I can use here. I just point it outside, all the dust blows out. Actually, I could just go outside and show real quick, give a little tour of the shelter. So I've got propane during the day, and then if I have to leave, I turn off the propane, but I still have the 220 going. I don't run that at night either, since I'm not dealing with any cement. It's just basically to keep my toes and fingers warm and keep me moving, right? But I've got a bunch of my tools and stuff in there in the cold room. And out here in the very cold section is outside. Probably don't have to yell anymore since I don't have heaters and fans blasting. But yeah, this is the shelter right here, right? So it's actually a permanent roof structure. It's just a lean-to that I can just enclose, right? So as you can see here, like the dust from some of my cutting today, sitting out here on the snow. There'll be this big dirty section, but yeah, so that's how I can stay safe. Obviously I still wear my respirator and my mask and my glasses and make sure I'm all safe. But yeah, that's doing stone masonry, stone fabrication in the winter here in the north.